Right, and I've said that before. It is that we live under a democratic dictatorship, and it's very little democratic. I mean, but democracy is still mobocracy, and so we have a mobocracy dictatorship. And as long as Obama can get some of the masses behind him on these things, fine. But I also said I called America the democratic dictatorship under Bush. And the only thing Obama has done differently than Bush is to take all the things Bush was doing wrong to the 10th power. It's the same program. It's the same spending. It's the same wars. It's all of it is absurd, un-American, unconstitutional, and cops are trained, just like the Nuremberg defense, of just following orders. And that's the huge problem in America.
And the court found that they could be hung for following those orders. Now, I want to spend a few minutes on Fast and Furious, the reason you're here tonight. It's come out he lied to Congress. That's admitted. The head of the ATF had to step down. They've shipped guns all over the U.S., not just Mexico. And I have a letter put out in April 2nd, right after they got in office, 2009. And he said that they launched a new Project Gunrunner operation and that was going to go on in the border. So here he is on record directing it, as the ATF had said. Now we've learned 8 other agencies, Coast Guard, FBI, DEA, were all involved. What do you make of this? I mean, isn't this another sterling example of how governments will stage false flag terror attacks? I mean, this is a staged event against the Second Amendment, is it not?
Well, it is, and that's exactly what it was meant to do. And this is nothing new. Staging these types of events, Japan did it during World War II against China. This is nothing new. And what this all is, to put this into perspective for your audience, everyone needs to know that this scandal is bigger than Watergate. This is the biggest scandal in American history since the assassination of JFK. The reason being is, now Watergate got a lot of attention from the press, and the press actually brought down Richard Nixon.
And that was about the CIA now admits weakening the office of the president for the bureaucracy to take over. Not saying Nixon was good, but the point is it was an inside stage deal to set him up.
Sure, of course it was. And Nixon's only crime was trying to cover it up afterwards. However, no one was killed in Watergate. It was a stupid political burglary. Republicans breaking into the Democratic headquarters in the Watergate Hotel. Who cares? This one is a president and an Eric Holder administration literally running guns down to Mexico and other places in the country, putting them into the cartels, Sinaloa being one of them, and then those guns being used against innocent citizens in Mexico. Mexico has no idea that this even happened. So America, the American government, the Obama administration, I'm not going to call it American. It's not American. It's the Obama government breaking international law, staging an event to procure public sentiment against the Second Amendment, because he knows he can't do it openly. So he had to take a backdoor approach using Hillary Clinton and Eric Holder and their own ATF, and Agent Dodson, John Dodson from Phoenix, actually blew the whistle on this. And he said, how is it that this is going on when I was assigned to stop guns from going in?
And now we've learned that domestically it was about blaming the Second Amendment, and their own speeches show they were already saying we got to restrict the Second Amendment because of what's happening in Mexico going back 2 years ago. They've been caught. But Sheriff Mack, expanding on that, now we're learning that Sinaloa, this came out in federal court, it's in the El Paso Times, Chicago Tribune, that they were allowed for 5 years going back into Bush and under Obama to ship cocaine in, and that indeed the guns were going in to knock out the drug cartels competition that weren't laundering their money through U.S. banks. And we have Wachovia Wells Fargo caught laundering the $376 billion. I mean, right there, this shows you just how dirty this government is.
It's been dirty for quite a while, and yes, that has happened. And all these rumors about the CIA and others being the biggest drug dealers in the world is now coming to light. And now we have the ATF joining the CIA in being part of the drug trafficking worldwide. Another reason why we need to understand that the drug war policy in this country has been a huge failure, and anyone who continues to support this kind of policy has their head up their rear so bad it's not even funny.
Well, I just tell young people, they say, oh, don't do drugs, you know, they're cool and everything, and Hollywood promotes it. No, it's what a loser does. It's a tax directly to the offshore banks that set up our CIA and run our country. Never use drugs. Never, never, never. You want to defeat the New World Order, never touch them. Sheriff Mack, we appreciate you joining us. Give out your website and comment basically on that little booklet you've got. I always love those quotes. I know I didn't warn you beforehand for this live interview here, but I love that quote from your Supreme Court case that you put in that booklet, where they, again, enshrine that, yes, we have states for a reason. They do exist.
Well, that's true, and thank you. SheriffMack.com. You can get all my books there, but the cheapest one is just a little $2 booklet that you mentioned. It fits right into your shirt pocket. It's a pocket-sized booklet called The Victory for State Sovereignty. And this case is the one you mentioned earlier, is the one I took to the U.S. Supreme Court, won a small-town county sheriff, defeating the Clinton administration at the U.S. Supreme Court. And in it, it says that states we have held, however, are not subject to federal direction. And it gives the answer to the solution to the tyranny and corruption going on in our country today, and it's county sheriffs and states and local officials standing against the federal government.
All right, Sheriff Mack, thank you so much for spending time with us. I look forward to having you in studio since you live here in Central Texas. Oh, that was the last point I had in my notes, and then I got to quit because I keep going over on the show, and we're getting it ready for mainline TV, and we've got to keep it at least to the 30 minutes. Then we can go into special reports after that if we want. But right now, I might just turn this into a 5-hour show the way it's going. It was confirmed by firefighters I talked to, and also in the Gonzales paper, the Gonzales Canon, and now we've learned more. Mike Adams, who lives outside Austin, experienced this. They are trying to block not just firefighters that have come in to help. FEMA is, just like Katrina. They are trying to block farmers from building their own firewalls, and they're just basically letting it burn just so FEMA can set the precedent for a power grab. I mean, is there no end to how destructive these people are?
Well, we already know how corrupt FEMA is and the rest of the federal government, but Senator Sylvia Allen, state senator in Arizona, said the exact same thing happened in Arizona during the wildfires near her home in the Sholo Snowflake area of about 3 or 4 years ago.
I remember that when FEMA blocked it.
Exactly. Same thing, Alex. This has happened before, and now it's happening in Texas. Same thing.
And so first they take our National Guard away and federalize them and say, now you got to ask us for help because your National Guard are off literally growing opium in Afghanistan and other places. And then they come in and the locals don't go, well, no, we'll take care of it. And they go, no, no. And then they grandstand. It's incredible. I mean, there's no end to these people.
The people of Arizona actually went to put the fires out themselves, and they were blocked by the federal government from being able to do so. So they were not allowed to save their own land, and even local fire departments were turned away from saving the land in Arizona.
No, I'd forgotten. That was all over the news 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, they just repeat.
Nothing new. Nothing new, Alex.
All right. Sheriff Mack, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, my brother. See you soon.
You bet. What a great guy. It's so good to know there are good people out there like him. And I know there's a lot of good police left in America. They're trying to purge you, just like the military. We got to stand together. I want to just thank the crew for another great job tonight. I want to thank all of you, the PrisonPlanet.tv members. We couldn't do this without you. If you're watching this on YouTube or all the other TV channels out there, you need to subscribe at PrisonPlanet.tv if you want to support true alternative news and information. We're just getting started. This is we'll be a week into this tomorrow, and we're going to be here 5 nights a week. We are busting our hind ends and our brains to break all this down and try to put a defense up against tyranny, because it is coming in like a flood. I mean, everything we've covered tonight, there's no need to review it, and the problem is there's just so much more. It's endless. There's just a lot of control freaks on power trips that think that they're our God. All right, well, that's it for InfoWars at Nightly News. We'll see you back here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Please spread the word, and please subscribe at prisonplanet.tv or InfoWarsNews.com. I'm Alex Jones from the front lines of the InfoWar, signing off.